everybody. How are you doing today? Jack and I have brought a table here, and Anna, thank you so much for your help. I appreciate that. Let's put it a little bit forward so I can walk all the way around it. Very good. No, that's perfect. Thank you so much. Well done. How's everybody doing today? Very good. Today I brought you a story from this book. It was written by my friend Jeff. Can you guys say Jeff? Jeff. Jeff grew up in a missionary family, and then he himself, once he grew up, became a missionary himself. And so he has been all over the world. And today's story from this book comes from Russia. He and his family lived in Russia for 2 years. And while they were at church there, they attended regularly a church that's called International. Does anybody here know what the word international means? Yes, Lucas.
It means like
Yes. Whole world, lots of nations, right? So what would an international church look like? We've got people coming from all kinds of continents, right? From Asia continent, from Africa continent, from North America, from South America, from Europe. People from all over the world attended this church. And when Jeff was there, Jeff wanted to teach them something that he loved about his church when he was growing up. Show me a thumbs up if you like potluck. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, the church that Jeff was going to, they didn't have potluck. They just didn't know potluck. They had other ways of getting together, other ways of fellowshipping. They just didn't know potluck. They had never heard of it before. So Jeff had a great idea. What do you think Jeff's idea was? He's going to share potluck with them. Very good. And so he gives them a set of instructions. He's like, come on, after church, here's what we're going to do. You're going to bring food to church, and after church, you know what we do during potluck, right? Everybody brings food, and we put the food all down this long table. Now, it was longer than my table, all down this long table, and then we're all going to share the food, and we're all going to have a meal together. And he explained to them that what we do with the plates is we put them here at the start of the table, and then everybody lines up, right? You guys have been to potluck before? Everybody lines up, and you come forward, take your turn, you get your plate, and what you do is you go around the table and you serve kind of a little bit of everything, right? A little bit of whatever you want. You go all the way around the table, and then what do you do with your plate? No electrical cords. Put them all down. It's dangerous. Thank you. That's right. You go to a different table, right? You put your plate down, you sit with other people, and then you eat. Very good. So Jeff explained this to them, and they were excited to try it out. And so the next week, they brought food. And they put the food down the table. They had all these different dishes of food all down the long table. And Jeff came, and Jeff put a stack of plates here at the beginning of the table. And then Jeff started lining people up. He's instructing them, showing them how to get in line, wait in line. And while Jeff was getting them in line, one of the older ladies from the church, she saw a job that needed to be done. At her house, when they have a family meal, they don't put the plates all in a stack. They put the plates all around the table. She's setting the table. And she put the silverware next to each one. And she had all the plates all the way around the table. And Jeff thought to himself, well, no, that's not usually what we do for potluck, but I don't want to embarrass the lady. So he said, all right, quick change of plans. What we're going to do is you come around the table, you pick up the closest plate next to you, you serve from what's in front of you, and then we'll rotate. We'll all rotate around the table. We'll get from the different foods that we want, and then we'll take our plate and we'll go sit down. Guess what everybody did? They came and they stood around the table, and they picked up their plate, and they served from the dish that was in front of them, and then they picked up a fork, and they stood there and started eating. And they were having the best fellowship. They were talking to each other and laughing together and visiting together. But whenever Jeff said, okay, guys, it's time to rotate. Come on, let's rotate. Everybody was just so caught up in conversation. They were enjoying each other so much that nobody moved. They only ate from the dish that was right in front of their plate. So if you were in front of the green bean dish, guess what you ate for lunch? Just green beans. If you happened to be the person in front of the meatloaf plate, you ate just meatloaf. If you were the person in front of the corn plate, you ate corn. And no matter what Jeff said, he couldn't convince them to rotate and take from some of the other dishes. How was Jeff's meal going? Yeah, Jeff wasn't enjoying himself too much. So he's like, all right, I'm going to give the instructions again next week, and I'm going to make sure that we all line up and the plates stay there. But guess what happened next week? Now, this time it wasn't just one little old lady, it was more. All the old ladies got together, and they carefully distributed all the plates around the table, and they got the table all beautiful and all set up. And they did the same thing again. And do you know what Jeff realized? Because how was Jeff's meal going? How do you think he felt? Yeah, frustrated, right? Can we use the word frustrated? Jeff was and a little annoyed. Very good. But do you know what Jeff realized? Oh, this is critical. He finally figured out that he was the only one, and I mean the only one, not having a good time. Every single other people down that long table, everybody was having a great time. They were talking and laughing. And do you know what he realized? It didn't matter to them what dish of food they were in front of. They didn't care so much about the food. They just wanted to stand and talk together. It wasn't so much about the food that they were eating. It was about being together as a family. And it didn't matter to them whether they rotated or got from every dish or anything like that. Jeff realized he was the only one not having a good time. And something clicked in his mind. Who made the rule that we have to do potluck where the plates are all lined? Yeah, Jeff, exactly. Jeff was the only one making that rule. It was Jeff's rule. He was the one that made that rule. But why should there be a rule? Can we do potluck anyway? We can. And he realized that Jesus called us. I'm going to share 2 words with you. Are you ready for 2 words? Jesus called us to unity, not uniformity. Uniformity means we look alike, we dress alike, we act alike, we do everything the same. Is that how we are? No, we are not that way. Jesus called us together in unity where we can be together. We can have fun together. We can fellowship together in the unity that Jesus gives us in his love. Is that special? It's very special. And I got to tell you, you guys came on the right week because guess what we're doing after church today? The biggest potluck of the year. And we get to sit together or stand, however that might be. Shh. Shh. We get to be together this afternoon in unity, in the love of Jesus, as we celebrate our differences. Did Jesus make you different? Did Jesus make you special? Yes, and we can be together in love and in unity. You guys can go back to your seats. Parents, at this time, you may dismiss to Children's Church.